Environmental justice, it's been a concept that's been around for a while. The Department of Pesticide Regulation takes it incredibly serious. If you think about our real mission, it is simply to protect people as pesticides are used, and the farm workers are those that are most exposed, so we focus on them and the communities. But also looking at everyone else using pesticides. So think of all the child care workers, they apply pesticides, are the people, the maids, the custodians. There's hundreds of thousands of workers who use pesticides on a daily basis as part of their work. And it is simply our mission to ensure that they are safe and the people around them are safe as pesticides are used.
We do a lot of investigation. So, for instance, if somebody gets sick using bleach at home and they go to the doctor, we get a doctor's first report. We have to go out and inspect. We've got to call those people. It keeps us pretty busy. Sometimes it happens in the workplace, but a lot of times it happens at home. And it doesn't matter where it happens, we still have to go out and do an investigation. And then talk to people and try to educate them about how to properly use those pesticides.
We have 12 chapters around California. We do have a slide, and it's on the book as well. It has our old map that we used to have, but we're up to 12 committees around around California. And what we do, we go around and we provide the information that's updated to our community. We go out to the farms, we talk to the farm workers, and they're farm worker women, and I was myself as well, but now I'm here with Lideres. But we provide information in regards of domestic violence, sexual abuse, sexual assault, prevention of sexual assault on minors, and the regulations of pesticides that's updated. So they're here to hear what's new, what's updated, and they take it out to the community. They also take it down to the other chapters, and they share what they come and learn here, and then they do the same thing.
Okay, so we've done these initiatives in Fresno, Oakland, and Pomona. Right now we're doing it in Imperial. And this is the goal to increase compliance with environmental laws. And the way we do it is we first meet with the community. We want to hear what their concerns are. We take notes, and then after that we meet with those local representatives and tell them this is the community what has expressed to us, and we need to do something about it. So out of that, we have a number of inspections that we need to do, outreach and education, and then at the end we go back to the community and said, okay, based on your concerns, we conducted, for example, 50 inspections. Out of those, 3 were violations. So, and their question is like, okay, you guys just came and did this and you're gone and that's it? No, we do this all the time.
So our whole purpose is to enforce federal and state laws and regulations pertaining to the proper and safe use of pesticides. Actually the majority of our regulations are geared toward worker protection and making sure employers are providing information and protection for their employees who work in fields or with pesticides. So the enforcement branch has 2 main jobs. Like you heard earlier, county agricultural commissioners are on-the-ground enforcement, and my job is to oversee and make sure that county agricultural commissioners are enforcing laws and regulations consistently throughout the state. So if they have any questions on investigations or any sort of enforcement responses in regards to violations of pesticide laws and regulations, they can contact me and we discuss how to proceed from there.
Our program is one of the oldest and largest in the nation. It is also the only surveillance program that is housed in a regulatory agency. So we have a unique opportunity to use our data to hopefully affect change and make things better. With our agreement with all county agricultural commissioners, we're able to provide illness information for all counties. So it's a complete snapshot of what is going on throughout the entire state. And we have a team of research scientists. Other surveillance programs, typically their pesticide surveillance programs are part-time, but we have 5 full-time staff whose sole responsibility is pesticide-only surveillance.
So my main focus today is going to be the Federal Worker Protection Standard. The Federal Worker Protection Standard was revised in 2015, and as Brian spoke about this morning and Sidney was just discussing, a lot of the Federal Worker Protection Standard has been based off of California, but our recent updates are important nationally, and they also did relate to some updates here in California. The purpose of providing all of this training is so that workers can say, okay, I see this information, I know what it means, it's okay for me to go in or it's not.
We're a program at DPR, obviously, that's charged with protecting the state's surface water environment from the use of pesticides. And we have general authorities from the Food and Ag Code. The area that we work in is surface water. And a lot of the times that pertains more to not so much human health, but the aquatic organism health. There's connection, there's relationship between the animals and plants that live in the water and obviously the people.
The main goal that we have is to identify and mitigate unacceptable air concentrations in emissions that result from pesticide applications. We achieve this goal through multiple methods, including collecting air monitoring data, as well as performing some air modeling. So as a department, as you know, we license pesticide products to be used. And as a law, the program continuously takes air samples to see whether there's any unacceptable air concentrations relating to how that pesticide is applied.
We try to focus more on shallow domestic wells, but the data that gets sent to us should be all wells, including municipal, including ag, anything that's been sampled for pesticides.
But we have a program called Spray Safe. It's a voluntary education program that started in Kern County because they had a case where some farm workers were drifted from one orchard to another. And if he was using the air blast spray, it puts out this cloud, and they try to control the droplets. But anyway, they started that, and then we went to Ventura, and we've been in, how many years in Stockton? About 8 years. And we get together in the winter when things are kind of slow, and we bring in farm workers, and we have a transductora también. So we have farm supervisors and foremen come in, as well as farmers, and it's to empower them to stop. They think something's wrong, we say stop the job. We try to teach the social conscience, so that's where the Catholic deacon part for me comes in. And we, so I know, I've known Richard. He used to spray for my father-in-law, so I've known him for a long, long time, and they want to do what's right.
So I don't know if a lot of people know what a recommendation is. You guys know what that is? It's like a prescription a doctor writes. So Scott is a plant doctor,
right?
Pest control advisor. They tell the grower, for these particular weeds, you should be spraying this chemical at this rate, and they will write down a recommendation for it.
So I would log in where he is and the adjacent environment, like north is a highway and some houses. West of us is some houses. South of us, I would drive around the orchard to see what's the surrounding environment. So south of us is some industrial buildings, and to the east is also some industrial buildings. So I would log that in here, and also I would take a measurement of the wind velocity using this manometer. So when he makes his application, I'll also be checking for leaks. So that's part of the safety program. And then I can also look at the DPR compendium. So it's pretty much an interpretation of what I should be looking for. It says danger, peligro, poison storage area. All unauthorized persons keep out. Keep door locked when not in use.
This is a caution label.
So that's
not a danger.
Word.
It's just a caution.
So what chemical would you theoretically be mixing? What do you have?
This is Cornerstone, which is actually a glyphosate. It's a Roundup. If you went to the store and you went to Home Depot or Lowe's,
you can't buy it.
You can buy it. You can buy the the Roundup or the glyphosate, but it's a less of a concentration.
Dilute, yeah.
But out here we have, even when we dilute it, we still have to wear our safety equipment.
So that's all the glyphosate label has, but state rules require gloves, eye protection.
Correct.
Yeah.
So when you're mixing and loading, regulations require you wear eyewear, protective eyewear, and chemical-resistant gloves, and they need to be 14 mil. 14 mil thick.
What we'll wear is a face shield, because if something splashes up on you, the glasses aren't, they're not going to do much protection, whereas this will work, work better when you're mixing.
So what you're wearing, you could actually use on some chemicals like gold, which require a lot more.
Yeah.
And because they have other hazards, so you're going way over the label right now.
Yeah, well.
For protection,
Yeah.
which is a good thing. So you don't have to have a face shield, but because Richard, is saying you have to be extra careful. You don't want anything in your eyes, so he's gonna go to the higher level, which is the face shield. That's why he's having the face
Yeah, because you get out here and then you get something, you still want to live with that all day, so it's better to be protected.
This is the first thing. They take that bottle and hold it and rinse their eye out for as long as that lasts. And if they still, in the meantime, somebody hopefully has called the clinic if they have to get eye. But then they can go to that other tank of clean water there and turn it on and just hold their eye under there and rinse it for, depending on, it says on the label and or the safety data sheet that it'll say 5 minutes, 15 minutes, and tell you when, if to take out your contact lenses.
And one of the things to remember is the drinking water. Let's say because OSHA requires the drinking water, nice cold water with ice. You can't use that because it has to be the right temperature. You don't want to put cold water in your eyes, so that's why there's an extra requirement to have separate eye wash.
In our industry, ourselves, ag commissioner biologists and farm advisors are the only people that are legally allowed to discuss or write prescriptions for the use of pesticides with growers.
In this industry, we're a very tight-knit network. I actually like to consider it a family. From, Bakersfield to Chico, people know each other and they are respected because of their practices, not because of their yields. I believe in coming up in this agriculture and our community, the people that we work with out in the fields also become our family. You'll see multiple growers that have individuals that have worked there for 30, 40 years. Their families, their sons, their nephews come up in the business with you as you grow. Worker safety is the utmost importance for all of us. We go home to our children, to our families. We're going to make every measure possible to be safe, and we expect that in our operations. And at the end of the day, my personal beliefs, by California setting the pace, it may not raise the prices of our product, but definitely puts us in front of the line.
I've done personally a lot of outreach throughout the state, and a lot of the field workers and community, they've expressed that pesticides are being applied too much.
I've never met a grower yet that wants to apply a pesticide. It's not something you want to do. When I write a prescription, I'm trying to solve a problem. There's different ways to solve a problem. One way is to correct it because it's already present, which can actually be harder to do. Another way to solve a problem is to prevent the problem. And that tends to be more where we think. If we can prevent the problem, then we don't end up with additional sprays once it happens. It costs money. Got to put nutrition, just like you take vitamins and eat. Plants got to have nutrition, a lot of different ways to get it. And as far as pest management, we are as careful as we can be, but it has to happen.
The chemicals that we do spray today versus when I was young and sprayed for my father are much softer chemicals. The effects of the chemicals that we use in the orchards today are, a lot of them have no impact on human beings. They work on invertebrate pests with no background. Oftentimes they're growth control monitors. So I think we've done a tremendous job in reducing the impact of crop protection chemicals, and I believe we'll continue to do that. The public that we sell the crops to are demanding that we use less, not more. And it's our goal to get there.
I'm here today to talk about the Consulate of Mexico, the Consulate network actually of Mexico, that operates in all over the country and the state of California, and to tell you about a little bit about how what these officers do. And I have the paramount obligation or job to protect the rights of Mexicans that live in the United States, to promote to promote their rights, let them know how to exercise the rights, to inform workers about it, to prevent problems in this area of law, and to represent workers. Also, of course, in a case of worker compensation, to anything that is legal related to a Mexican worker, it is of our interest to provide advice and legal representation. So, other areas of law that we want to provide advice is in civil law. So, if someone gets hurt, or have an accident, or their civil rights are being violated, we also want an attorney specialized on that. In family law, we provide advice on custody and divorce. In criminal law, when someone is detained or arrested for having committed a crime. So we do every year, also, we do a labor rights week, in which throughout the week, many of these agencies and organizations and attorneys provide this information. They set up a table and promote their services. So to have the community informed about this, because as you know, Mexican workers that are probably undocumented, they fear to approach, to go to authorities to present a claim or to report a violation of their rights, and that's why they are the most vulnerable. They are afraid to speak out, and so we want to be there, we want to be close to them, we want to guide them through the process whenever their rights are being violated.
All investigations are reviewed by the Ag Deputy before they're finalized, and we only proceed with enforcement actions if we have a law or regulation that was violated.